This memorial was hit from the shooting incident. You can see the inserts that our works team did. He did a very good work. He replaced all this part here. Hello, I'm Nancy Batshon, the country supervisor in Israel. We are here in Jerusalem War Cemetery, our historical cemetery from the First World War. This cemetery contained 2,500 burials. The difficulties we're facing in Jerusalem is weather conditions. It's very hot in the summer and it's very cold in the winter. And the other difficult is the drug users who stays in this cemetery almost every night and leave behind their waste, their injections. Jerusalem War Cemetery began after the occupation of the city with 270 burials. It was later enlarged to take graves from the battlefields and smaller cemeteries in the neighborhood. There are now over 2,500 Commonwealth burials of the First World War in the cemetery, 100 of them unidentified.
So I'm at Ramleh War Cemetery, which is I think the largest site that we have here in Israel. Huge cemetery, and just behind me is the Indian Forces Memorial. It's a difficult site because if I turn this way, you'll see that there's a huge cement factory in the background, and one of the challenges for a site like this is trying to make sure that you try and screen something like that.
The cemetery dates from the First World War, when Ramleh was occupied by the 1st Australian Light Horse Bridge in the 1st of November 1917. The cemetery was begun by the medical units, but some graves were brought in later. There are also 891 war graves of other nationalities from both wars, and 525 non-war burials.
Here we've got our office, which is used for the administration here in Israel, and the boundary wall with the road outside, that's being rebuilt. Some of this stone is going to be used to clad the cemetery, and the cemetery here is amalgamation of two plots. So this is the original Ramleh War Cemetery, the 1418. If we go through this, we look through, and there we've got the cross of sacrifice, and interestingly, you know you're in the Middle East because there's a mosque on the left hand side. So I've just arrived here in Haifa in Israel, and we're in Kiryat Beach Cemetery, which is just behind me, and we've got Haifa over on the left hand side. It's got a very famous Baha'i temple, but this is our cemetery, which is on a very busy road, right at the bottom of the site down here, and I'm just having a look around just to sort of check the standards, what's going on, what the gardeners are doing. This is some of the technology that we use. We've got irrigation controllers here, so these green boxes control all the mechanism that controls the irrigation system, which is automated and computerized. But we've also got a solar panel, so of course we'll have mains electricity into this, but we'll also have solar power. So it's good to see that we're using solar energy where possible. Irrigation is quite a big issue for us because obviously water, its availability is becoming really challenging, and we're watering here. The aim is to use as little water as possible to deliver a standard that looks acceptable, and here that means green grass, but we would expect some seasonal browning at the height of the summer. The daytime temperatures here at the moment are in the high 30s and into the 40s here in August, so this is absolutely the peak of heat and water demand in this site. We've got date palms here in full fruit. Fabulous. I mean, you don't get much of an opportunity to see these growing back in the UK. Really visually stunning. Look at that. Amazing, amazing fruit. Absolutely laden. And Nancy, what are we saying about the date palms? Are they easy to look after?
Yeah, well, they like to eat it probably.
Really? Yeah. Is the fruit on these, is it tasty?
I like it.
Yeah.
Do you like the fruit on it?
I like all the fruits.
Oh, really?